Can't you read? We're closed. Whatever you need, come back in the morning. Do business then. I said we're closed. What? You hard of hearing now too? Besides, I just finished putting out the rod. There's no world in which I'm going to let someone else track in more mud tonight.
Come in before I change my mind. Stand by the fire. I'll grab you something to dry off with. And a change of clothes. You're drenched.
Could have just gone to sleep, but no. You had to be up late. Of course.
Here. These are the only dry clothes I've got. And the cleanest rag I've got that's not currently on the floor or coated in ash. It's a bit singed, but clean otherwise. Unless you want a potato sack to wear, that'll have to do. What? You going to keep standing there, sodden mess? You have a change of clothes now, and if you don't mind, I'd love to start mopping up. Rather not have puddles of rain and who knows what staining into my floors, thank you very much. That's your concern. I couldn't care less about that. But if privacy is what you need, then sure. I'll be in the other room, fetching you some tea.
By the by, I couldn't help but notice the state of your attire upon your arrival. Tattered cloak, mud-caked packs. Most notably those empty sheaves dangling off that poor excuse for a leather bandolier you still strut about with. Do assure me that you haven't lost the accompanying blades out upon the trail. I was quite pleased with my craftsmanship on those and would be nonplussed to hear that they're rusting away somewhere amidst the muck. Aha. Melted away. By some abhorrent, acid-spewing monstrosity. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Are you decent yet?
how you come to lose all of a half-dozen of my finest throwing daggers in the span of 3 days is simply beyond me. They aren't meant to be so easily disposable like some guardsman's sweat rags. They're Damascus steel blades. They're meant to be retrieved, for years maintained. Took me well over a fortnight to craft the entire set, I'll have you know. Regardless, I suppose you'll be needing new ones then. I'll have a standard assortment prepared for you, until I can source the ore required for your replacements. Well, at least you're still alive, and in fairly decent health otherwise. That accounts for much. Come, sit. The fact that you found yourself here rather than the tavern or the inn, I'd wager you haven't had food in some time. Likely since your departing. Having had to rely upon hardtack and other bland rations of the ilk? No, I simply won't be having that. Warmed bread and drippings, with an 1/8 portion of apple pastry. Nothing too exciting for the palate, but it'll have to do for the evening given the rain. Toasted barley and honey tea. Personal beverage of choice, both delicious and warming, especially welcoming on nights such as these. Having trouble lifting that mug? Whoever took care of your wrist clearly didn't do a proper job of it. I can see spotting through the bandages. Yourself. It shows. Let me guess. Rushed stitchwork after your scuffle? Likely done in the rain? And now, after hours of physical exertion, they're all coming loose. Dominant hand, non-dominant hand. There's no excusing poor work. Look, I'm no doctor, but I understand the basics. Proper disinfectant, clean bandages, and refrainment of further aggravation of the injury. Now, I'm a decent sort at sewing, given the odd bit of leather work I'm asked to do, so I should be capable of fashioning a stronger hold for the wound. No, put that down, your other hand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to press that hard. Are you all right? That's not what I asked. It doesn't matter if you've been through worse or if you have a high pain tolerance. I caused you pain. So I ask again. Are you all right? Okay. Please, continue eating, just with your other hand. And if it would suit you, allow for me to tend to your wrist. Thank you. Ooh. Nasty little gash you've got here. All right. While I go about redressing this, care to explain how you came about it? I believe that I'm owed at least that much. I see. Well, given their penchant for dissolving daggers, I'd say you got off quite lucky. It wasn't the creature's doing. What caused it then? A jagged rock in the cliff sides. True. Far better than losing it entirely. And yet, it required stitchwork. Still does. As you're well aware, we've a good several healers at the temple who are more than capable. I'd highly recommend seeking them out come the morning for a proper tending. But if that isn't to your taste, perhaps a visit with the apothecary. Her services don't run cheap. She's not a charity, after all. But if you prefer less pageantry with your treatment, her poultices and tonics are second to none. Best to have the curatives on hand rather than needing to seek out care. Is that it? You do tend to have that effect on people. Be that as it may, I doubt that they turn you away. Much less so tend to you with ill intent. Regardless, whoever you decide to go to or not go to, it's your choice in the end. Just think on it for the evening. In the meanwhile, a pain elixir, courtesy of said apothecary. I'd suggest you take it before I begin. You've a full stomach at the least. Fat from the drippings, along with the bread itself, should help in absorbing the decoction. Get it coursing through your system more steadily than otherwise. Supposedly, this refined version is rather fast-acting. Kicks in near instantaneously after you drink the whole vial. Her words, not mine. She did mention that it's quite a bit more acrid than the last iteration though, so if you need more tea to wash the taste out, help yourself to the whole pot. By the look on your face, I can see that she wasn't kidding about the elixir's bitterness. That said, shall we check its effectiveness? You shouldn't feel anything other than a light tugging as I go about this. But if for whatever reason you feel any pain, do let me know. All right. Anything? No pain. Good. But sluggishness. Right. That'd be one of the side effects of the newer version. A paralytic reagent. Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane. The same bushel you sourced for the alchemist. A couple weeks back, I believe. She came through with the apothecary just the other day. Picked up a new set of tools they had me commissioned on. Fine implements. Quite delicate in nature. Gifted me this set of medicinal supplies as a thank you. From the both of them. Aside from this little souvenir you found yourself with, how fared your excursion otherwise? Filthy as they may be, your packs are rather full up compared to when I saw you last. Don't be cheeky with me. A pretty good outing. I can tell that you came back with far more than you had spent on preparations. All right. All done with that. Simple, no? No pain, no fuss. Not too bad. Now, as I go about rewrapping your bandages, you best tell me about your little adventure and what you came back with. Or else I might just take these brand new stitches right back out.